morning, everyone. Welcome to day 24 of the 30-day Body, Mind, and Spirit Challenge. Today I'm out hiking on it's usually cold morning in December. And, you know, whether you subscribe to my YouTube channel or not, back in the midsummer I started doing what I call the MDM Minute, Modern Day Mystic Minute. And each day I put up a video covering various topics, and I've done quite a few out in nature. And I think as part of the 30-day challenge, I'm going to teach you some of these techniques. Now, obviously, physical conditioning the body is not something I'm an expert in. We have other people on the team that do that, but I will share with you that getting out for an hour a day hiking in the woods, no matter what time of the year it is, out in the desert, wherever you are, where you're alone, you don't have your cell phone and you can just kind of tune into what's going on around you, is detrimental to the body aspect, the body pillar. Now, I've done several videos being out in nature, and I will share with you over the next few days, a few of these techniques. And today is really cool one. In my belief system, everything is made up of consciousness, and that consciousness is all interconnected, and then interconnectedness is what the universe coins the quantum realm, that field of energy, okay? And every object, every conscious in there might have physical form or it doesn't, okay? And utilizing some of these techniques can just drain you of so much garbage that we build up during the day. And one of these techniques is utilizing the power, the energy, the life force of trees, believe it or not. And what you do is, this is that term coined, the tree hugger. You know, it's really cold out. Check out that pond. It is really cold today. And what you do is you find a big tree, nice oak tree out here in Connecticut. This one's huge. And you lift up the back of your shirt and you place your bare skin right against the tree, okay? Close your eyes and you say those magical words, I honor the space in which you exist, and literally at light speed, your consciousness, your chi, your prana, your energy, your life force connects with that tree. And you can utilize it for many things. You can ask it to give you a quick energy boost, and boom, it does. You feel the energy of the tree just ripping up and down your spine. And it's a great way, you know, when you've hiked up a big hill, which I'm going to here shortly, to reinvigorate you naturally without any stimulating products that you have to take internally. And, you know, you just put your back up against that tree, repeat the words out loud, I honor the space in which you exist, and boom, absolutely happens at the speed of thought. You just, all of your limbs, your heart, everything just comes into alignment. It's also a great way to discharge stress in your life. Okay, you work throughout the morning, you've had a stressful morning, you got an hour lunch break, get out and hit it, folks. Doesn't matter. Weather is just a state of mind. You know, once your body starts moving, you start warming up, and you're actually out hiking and making change. You're doing physical exercise for the body. It's amazing. And then you start to utilize some of the techniques I'm going to be teaching you over the next few days, and it just makes it really exciting. And there's no right way, there's no wrong way to do any of this. There's only the perfect way, perfect for you. And that is really, really important in understanding. And it's something I stand by and preach. I've done a lot of shows over the last few years, and you know, as humans, we overcomplicate everything all the time, and it's frustrating because we'll take manifestation. Manifestation is as simple as breathing. You can obtain absolutely everything and anything in your life. Sorry, I'm just paying attention to the rocks. I don't go head over heels. As long as you know what you want. And when you know what you want, you can utilize the tools that I've created or anything else out there. But the trick is always knowing, balls to bones, what you want. So again, day 24, 30-day Body, Mind, and Spirit Challenge. Just out, absolutely beautiful area of Connecticut, walking on a a trail that's about to get extremely difficult. Mind over matter, right? Practice what you preach. And take the chip with the tree, get out there. Doesn't matter where you are. If you're in the desert, don't try with a cactus. The size of the tree, the bigger the tree, generally the older it is, the wiser it is consciously. You know, all of you in one form are trying to find that nirvana, a higher octave. It's the same thing with everything in consciousness. They just do it in different forms. So try and find a tree. Actually, don't try. That's neutrality. Find a tree, you do or you don't, that has just great energy. Pull a shirt up on your back, put your back against it, concentrate, I honor the space in which you exist, and boom, voila. Have fun, folks. Thank you.
And good morning, Reno Soriano, the Conscious Health Alchemist, day 24 on your 30-day holistic health challenge. Okay, I'm going to get into a very deep subject today. And what is that? Now, most people, when they hear about health, I have not met one person who actually sees health in the way that I do. So I'm here to tell you a little secret, and that is your level of health. How healthy, how radiant you are, has more to do with how you're using your consciousness than with what you're putting in your body, on your body, around your body. So the deal is consciousness is actually the biggest creator of your health. My question to you is, how are you using your health? Because a lot of people are using it in a very negative way to actually pull their health down. Okay, so now my question is, what beliefs do you have about health? You know, how healthy do you think you can be? How fit and radiant do you think you can be? But if you dig a little deeper, you'll see that you've accumulated a whole hodgepodge of society's belief systems, your family's belief systems, and that you have no idea that you're carrying. So I'm going to be here to challenge you is basically your consciousness and how you lead with your consciousness is actually going to determine how you walk out in life, how healthy and how radiant you are. And I see, you know, I don't see anybody carrying themselves with that consciousness level of perspective. It's like, how am I using my consciousness today? Because the way you use your consciousness will impact how you take in life, and it will impact how emotional you get. So how emotional do you get when you're in an environment, something's happening? Do you get all stressed out when, you know, other people are getting stressed out in your environment, or do you remain calm and you constantly just have this smooth flow no matter what's going on? So your consciousness, I'm sorry to have to inform you, is the biggest creator of your health. And a lot of companies are making a lot of money pitching you and selling you on a big hodgepodge of crappy ideas about health, thinking that their products and their supplements are going to give you radiant health. And I say, yeah, where's the proof, baby? Yeah, we have epidemics at hand, and the time is now for a quantum leap. And if you do not take this quantum leap in consciousness to change your health, you're not going very far. I'm here to be honest. Most companies and most people are going to sell you. They're selling you stuff. I have nothing to sell you other than I'm inviting you. I'm giving you an invitation to a higher dimension of health and wellness so you can go live a victorious life. The rest is up to you. If you're going to go with your patterns and believe what's out there in society, I have not seen many people really go very far in life and do fantastic, victorious things because they're following other people's philosophies. They're buying all this stuff that's out in society. And I say, well, where's the proof? Where are all the fit, healthy, radiant people? Where are all the people doing some phenomenal things? There are some cool people doing some great things. But I'm talking about where's the masses of people? Because supposedly all these supplements and health ideas are the holy grail. And I say, okay, well, where's the proof? So I'm here to invite you. Let's ride on a higher dimension of health and wellness, baby. And it starts with your consciousness. What do you have about belief system? How long do you think you can live? Because that's an outdated program running in human consciousness, by the way. People living to 70, 80, that's crap, okay? I'm sorry. Humans are supposed to live hundreds and possibly even thousands of years. Your body's programmed for longevity. And you need to know the secrets of how to activate your longevity, because you've been programmed to actually go out at 70. And just following societal ways of living life and belief systems, then you're going to be subjected to the ramifications of those limitations. Go out there and look. Some people don't even make it to 50 because they're all stressed out and their bodies wear out. And right now on this planet especially, if you're not raising your consciousness, raising your vibe, you're going to get your butt whooped. You're going to have a hard time. Your body is the vehicle to your expansion, my friend. Not meditation, not yoga, not all these things that are being purported as the holy grail to enlightenment. You already got it. It's called your body and your health. And with your body and your health, you can go to dimensions unknown. So I'm inviting you to come into a higher dimension of health and wellness, but you need to do and follow practices that are going to be that are going to take you there. So I'm Reno Soriano. I just hit you with my super secret of consciousness, and remember, healthy body, happy soul.
Hey guys, welcome back. Today I want to give you a little tool that will help you increase your intuitive powers. Yes, your powers. We all need intuitive guidance to help guide our life, to help us make decisions that are in our best and highest. And no one knows better for you than your higher self, than your spirit team, your angels, your guides, your higher self, the universe, however you want to put it. It does not matter. No one knows better than you, so it's important to increase your intuitive connection with Source. We'll just say Source for right now. So I want to take you through a short little visualization. You can incorporate this into your meditation. I always do in the beginning of my meditation, but it's called Bringing Down the Pillar of Light. So take a deep breath. Close your eyes. Palms up, always for receiving. And we will imagine a huge, big, bright, golden white light coming down from the sky. A pillar of light that comes down into your crown chakra, right on top of your head, and your crown chakra will be open, and it receives the pillar of light. You're bringing down the energy from the heavens into your crown chakra, and now visualize it going to your third eye, lighting up your pineal and opening that third eye. You can even imagine an eye in between your brows, opening just like you see in pictures. Now bring the light down through your body, all the way down through your body, hips, legs, knees, down through your feet, and have the light go down into the earth. We always want to ground the light into the earth. That gives us the best possible connection and energy from our higher self, from our higher guidance. And that's all there is to it. It's just that easy. You can sit with that visualization. You can go on with your meditation, or you can just do that visualization if you're not yet engaged in a meditative practice. If you don't do any meditation and it's completely new to you, you may feel some resistance, and that's okay. That's totally okay, because we have programming from our family lineage, even from past lives, if you subscribe to that, that would say, I don't know about this, I'm just not so sure. So if you're unsure that you even have an actual spirit team or higher self, all that's still ambiguous to you, just do the visualization. It will help you become connected to where you actually know these things. You will have your own inner knowing, and things won't seem so, you won't feel like, I don't know if that's out there. So because we can't see it, sometimes that's hard for people to incorporate in their knowing. And that pillar of light helps to guide your life, help you make decisions from a higher perspective, increase your knowing to where it lessens, if you will, ambiguity, confusion, or making decisions that are not in our highest and best. And so we always want to hone our intuitive skills. It'll help us in every way in our life, expanding our consciousness and seeing the bigger picture. So that's your challenge. Bring down that pillar of light. Thank you guys once again for joining, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Hi guys, and we're back. Day 24, Body, Mind, Spirit Challenge. My name is Jim Standish, and I am one of your co-hosts. So yesterday, we were practicing rhythmic breathing and looking into the Sri Yantra. And I hope that you had an opportunity to do that. Either you pulled out the printout, or you just kind of pulled it up on the screen and had an opportunity to kind of work with it a little bit. It can be a kind of unique experience when that thing starts doing this to you. It's kind of interesting. So the next tool, and what we're doing, I'm really kind of I'm giving you a lot to work on, and I would like you to, again, just kind of take notes, put this stuff in your notebook. Some of these things are going to take a number of times to practice, and you may or may not even perfect them. It takes time. It just takes time, and you have to practice it. So the next tool is a mala. And a mala is a set of prayer beads. In the Buddhist tradition, there is 108 beads in a set of prayer beads. And in the handout below, I want you to pull up a PDF. There's a little bit of information on there. I did a blog post about the significance of the 108, and I think that it will really blow you away when you understand how significant that number is, and how the ancients noticed this number and how it reoccurs many, many times. So there's a lot to this 108 thing. I also gave you an opportunity. There's a download. There's a website called Hinky Imports, where you can. The guy that runs the website imports all kinds of stuff from Tibet. You can pick up some malas there. I think his prices, I think some of the least expensive are about $16. If you just go to Amazon, you can pick up a mala for $5. This particular one is a Bodhi seed mala. It is said that when Buddha had his enlightenment, it was from sitting under the Bodhi tree. So there's a lot of tradition behind a Bodhi seed mala. And the 108 beads is something that we're going to start to work with, and I just want to go over with you some technique on how to use this. So in yoga, there are many different positions in yoga, and they are called mudras. And a mudra is a body position that circulates energy in a specific direction, usually for a specific purpose. And there are a lot of hand positions that you use in meditation, and they're all used to direct energy a bunch of different ways. And just do some research on this, because it's really, really kind of in-depth and quite ancient. But we're going to do, and even if you want to just go to the craft store, go to a place like Michael's or something and buy a bunch of beads and put them on a string, it's all cool, man. It all works. This is just a tool, and it's a little tool to occupy your mind, and it's a little tool that is tangible. You know what I mean? Because you're kind of holding on to it. And what we're going to do is you hold this in your left hand, and you use this finger, not your index finger, and you're going to use your thumb, and you're going to pull these each time. And the next lesson, we're going to get into mantras. And what this is a way of counting the mantra. And the mantra is also a way of occupying your mind. So we talked about monkey mind a little bit, and how that, to stop the chatter. And that was one of the things that I could never quite get with meditation, right? Is you're constantly, all these thoughts are coming in, like, how do I get to that space of no space? Because when you learn how to become quiet, there is space between the space. I mean, there's quiet beyond the quiet. And with these different tools, these different tricks, we are tricking our mind to staying busy. And it becomes that conscious ability, unconscious ability thing, where it's just kind of running in the background, and it's just, it's busy, it's thinking about something, and the stuff stops coming in because it's so busy thinking about stuff, and then you can take off and go into the space between no space, and it's really kind of cool when that happens. So that's why I wanted you to practice looking at the Sri Yantra. The Sri Yantra certainly starts to enhance that effect. Tomorrow we're going to get into a mantra. And this is a way of keeping track of the mantra. Okay, now, for now, you can practice this with your breathing. So if you're really super proactive and you hop online right now and you go to Amazon, you can have one of these on your doorstep tomorrow for $5. You can go to Michael's and buy a bunch of beads and put them on a string. And I want you to practice just breathing. So that count your breathing. So take one breath in, take another breath out, take another breath in, take another breath out, take another breath in, Take another breath out. And you go all the way around. You work all the way around to this center point, the kingpin. And in a lot of the traditions, in the Buddhist traditions, you never pass this point. It kind of represents the division between life and death. So what you do is you actually kind of flip it around when you get to one side, and then you start all over again and you pull it all the way back. 108 times. Pull up the information, read about the 108, and please, please, please do invest in this simple tool, because it is really going to help you in your meditation experience. So that's it for today, for day 24. We're going to pick up tomorrow, day 25. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you then.
Hello, I'm Dr. Howard. Today we're going to talk about inflammation. Inflammation caused by food, mainly from omega-3 fats and omega-6 fats. These are the omega fats, and here's how it works. These two are needed. These two fats, omega-3s and omega-6s, are needed to control inflammatory processes in the body. These are healthy inflammatory processes, as long as they don't get out of hand. The omega-6 fats are used to start the fire. The fire, an inflammatory fire, is needed in order to burn up dead cells and get them out of the body. It's a mechanism. When you raise the temperature, it causes inflammation. Lymph cells rush in, start cleaning up the mess. However, if you keep the inflammation going too long, you cause problems. And so you call upon the omega-3 fats, and they put the fire out. That's your fire brigade. There are two types of omega-3s and omega-6 fats. There's the omega-6 fats and the omega-3 fats that you get from vegetables. And you eat them, they get into the body, they're distributed to all the cells in your body. When you want to use them, this is about 3 times a day, usually with meals. You start cleaning up stuff while you're at it. But you're not using the fresh omega-3s and 6s that are coming in. You're using what's stored in the cells. And so when you want to use them, your body goes and starts elongating them with a chemical called delta-6 desaturase. Body makes it. And once they're elongated, they become active. They go from your inactive form to their active form. In their active form, the omega-6s can cause inflammation, can start the inflammatory process, and the omega-3s can put them out. And it works very nicely. So if you're eating vegetables, most vegetables don't have too much omega-3s or omega-6s, and they're in the right ratio. Omega-3s, omega-6s convert readily. The delta-6 desaturase elongates them very nicely, puts them into an active form. The omega-3s don't convert very well. Men maybe convert 4% efficiency in comparison to omega-6s. Females, depends whether they're pregnant or not, or whether they're lactating or not. Lactating females, pregnant females, might go up to 40% efficiency. In other words, you're going to have lots of active omega-3s around to put fires out, to quench inflammation, especially when you have babies involved. Otherwise, the women are just a little bit more efficient at elongating omega-3s than omega-6s, than men are with the omega-3s. Both men and women can convert the omega-6s, elongate them, and start fires. Well, if you start eating foods that are high in omega-6s, you will slowly start building up. If this is omega-3s and 6s, and Here's your omega-6s. They'll start building up in the cells slowly. So if you change your diet, the percentage of omega-6s to omega-3s may go up. If you switch to grains, they're going to go up, definitely going to go up over time. If you eat a lot of nuts, they're going to go up very rapidly over time because nuts are super high in omega-6s. And grains are just a little high, not much. Vegetable oils are super high in omega-6s. You eat a lot of vegetable oils and you are going to end up with big bonfires. The more omega-6s you have, the higher, and when the fire starts, the higher the fire. The hotter the temperature. Think of it that way. So basically, you don't want too much inflammation. You want just enough to handle the basic maintenance requirements for the body, but not too much. They talk about walnuts as having good levels of omega-3s. Great source for omega-3s. Yeah, it is. Like 2,500 milligrams per ounce. Great source of omega-3s. Only problem is it's an even better source of omega-6s. In fact, there is a PDF download that you can have that goes along with this talk, and it has tables for nuts and general foods and fatty and vegetable oils and even beef, and tells you what to expect in terms of omega-3s and omega-6s. Now, these are the short chain. These are the vegetable forms, the stuff you get from eating the food. You also get, and I'll get to the longer form in a minute, but you end up with walnuts. Well, that's walnut oil. Let's see where the nuts are. I think they're back here. Yeah. Walnuts may have 2,500 milligrams of omega-3s per ounce. They forget to tell you they have 10,000, almost 11,000 milligrams of omega-6s. They're not a good source. It's not that you can separate, oh, this great source for omega-3s, we'll eat these. You got to look at what you're getting in the omega-6s. It's not a ratio that is involved. When you have a nonlinear, let's see how to put it. The omega-3s don't increase as fast as the omega-6s. When you increase omega-6s and you elongate, a lot more will elongate than omega-3s will. At very low levels of omega-3s and omega-6s, they work just nicely. You get a very small bonfire. As the levels go up, because the omega-6s, more of them elongate than the omega-3s, because it's not as efficient as a conversion, you get a bigger bonfire. To make it worse, you have a limited amount of delta-6 desaturase, and both omega-3s and omega-6s need it. So if you have a lot more omega-6s to start with, it's going to hog the delta-6 desaturase, and you're going to end up with an even bigger bonfire. That bonfire is called inflammation, and it goes into every cell in the body, and you get inflammation of the brain, inflammation of the kidneys, inflammation of everything. It causes damage over time. A lot of damage gets caused over time. But because the damage is over time, nobody can point their finger and say, oh, that's from eating all this soybean oil. That's from eating all this olive oil. By the way, olive oil is not very good for you. It just happens to be better than most of the other vegetable oils, but the best oil for you is coconut oil. It doesn't have any omega-3s, but it has almost no omega-6s either. So all you do is put that with some regular food, and you end up with plenty of omega-3s and 6s to handle small bonfires and put each other out. They work great. they balance, everything works fine. You start putting high levels like soybean oil, oh, you end up with lots and lots and lots of omega-6s, big bonfires. Is it any wonder we have problems? And so, and now we get to the other part of it. As you elongate the vegetable omega-3s and 6s, you end up with the higher level omegas. These are the animal forms. The plants can't make this. All they make are the basic omega-3s and 6s. But the animals, they go and need this longer form. And that's what the medics have been concentrating on. That's what our nutritionists in this country have been concentrating on. Because these are the active forms. But the active forms don't stay around long. They're needed for the fires. If they're not used for that, the body incorporates them into structures, cell membranes and stuff. And most of them, a lot of those are in our brain. So we're not going to get these from eating meat. We don't eat the brains. Now you can get some of these omega-6s and omega-3s. You get the longer forms from eating fish oil. The omega-3s in fish oil are antifreeze, so they have them around. They don't use it for other things. They don't use it to build big brains. They use it to keep themselves warm. Antifreeze. But not everybody can eat fish, because if you live in the backcountry where there's no fish, at least no cold water fish, in the tropics, you're not going to get a whole lot of fish oil out of the fish. You get it from your vegetables. We're designed to eat lots of vegetables. We're designed to eat nuts occasionally. Yes, it'll start raising our omega-6s up. It won't make a big difference initially, but if you eat nuts every day as your main source of protein, after a while, your omega-6 levels start rising and you start getting inflammation. Big bonfires. And that's not good. So what we're going to do is look on these tables that I provided for you. The first page of tables tells you what's normal type of food. Asparagus, kale, barley. And you'll see that the main vegetables are very low in omega-3s and 6s. But there's only very few ways of getting extra omega-3s. There's lots of ways of getting extra omega-6s. And so grains, you'll notice, have about 10 times more of the omega-6s than the normal vegetables have. Neither of them have very much omega-3s. So if you need to raise your omega-3 levels, you have a choice between a green called rapini, which is broccoli rabe, a legume called uradal, which comes from India. It's from the mungo bean, not the mung bean, the mungo bean. And you have chia seeds and flax seeds. And that's it. Now, one of the problems comes in is avocados are one of the foods that you would think would be really healthy, and they are in every respect, except the omega-6. They have a little too many omega-6s, but they're easily balanced. A half an avocado is easily balanced with about 0.2 ounces of chia seeds. And chia seeds, if you want to use them, you grind them and you hydrate them. If you have a teaspoon of chia seeds, you grind them up and add a tablespoon of water and hydrate them. They grab water so fast, if you swallow those things dry, you're liable to get a clogged up throat. and do some choking. In the medical literature, they note that there are some people that have actually been hospitalized by eating chia seeds too fast without enough water. And so it's best to hydrate them before they go into the mouth. Otherwise, they're pretty good. In fact, I use chia seeds for spaghetti sauce. They're a great thickening agent. And if you're going to use it with pasta, a spaghetti sauce, since it has a little more omega-6s, you want to have a little extra omega-3s. These are the vegetable level. And these don't translate directly into inflammation. The levels have to, over time, build up. It takes a couple of weeks of a dietary change where you're putting more and more omega-6s in before it starts showing up and you start getting some inflammatory processes. The body, meanwhile, has other mechanisms for handling inflammation. Some of our herbs and spices are anti-inflammatories. Some of, well, let's see. Turmeric is an anti-inflammatory. Curcumin, one of the constituents of turmeric, is a very strong anti-inflammatory. They did some studies recently, and they took the curcumin out of the turmeric, and they found the turmeric was still an anti-inflammatory. And the turmeric itself was an anti-inflammatory. By the way, remember I said that men don't convert the shorter chain omega-6s to the longer chain. Did I say that? Omega-3s. The shorter chain omega-3s to the longer chain omega-3s, which are used to put out the fires. However, if the men eat turmeric rather, or curcumin, the efficiency goes up. They can convert them easily. And they suspect that there are a lot of other herbs that may do the same thing, herbs and spices. The coconut oil is about the only oil that's safe to eat. You can eat beef, the fat from grass-fed beef, because of an omega-6 fat that the beef contains, called CLA. It's an omega-6 fat, but it's not inflammatory because it's a trans fat. A healthy trans fat that's in the body. It's natural. And it happens to have some anti-inflammatory properties. If you take the grass-fed cattle and you put them in a feedlot to fatten them up, the CLA starts going away. In fact, you lose more than, about 60% of your CLA goes away if you take a cow off of grass or a steer off of grass, a pasture feed, and put them onto grains. You want to eat the meat from grass-fed cattle. You want to drink the milk from grass-fed cattle. You want to eat the fat from grass-fed cattle. You want to eat the butter from grass-fed cattle, and you want to eat any ghee that's made from that butter from grass-fed cattle. That's healthy. Anything else isn't. If you can't get that type of fat, those fats, you better be eating coconut oil. Extra virgin coconut oil is the best you can do. If you're going to cook at high temperatures with it, you need to get the expeller pressed coconut oil. It's the best you can do for higher temperatures. But for soups and low temperature saute, the extra virgin coconut oil will do. It loses its flavor, nice flavor if you heat it. But you can eat it raw. Oh, by the way, eating coconut oil raw tends to help with memory problems. People going into Alzheimer's, they give them coconut oil a couple times a day, a spoonful or two. That's it. They think much more clearly. Use coconut oil. You're going to do much better. But anyway, just remember, it's not the ratio. The ratio is just a convenient way to talk about it, but that's not how your body treats it. It can't, physically can't, because the omega-3s are converted different, elongated differently. They're converted differently than the omega-6s are. If you want to stop having inflammation problems, inflammation causes blockages in your arteries, atherosclerosis, causes brain cognitive decline in the brain. It causes a lot of problems in the body. It's just over time, so you can't point your finger and say, "Oh, this did it." The vegetable fat industry has made sure that they're protected. We can't say vegetable fats are hurting people that badly. And they just tell us these are nice and good fats for us. They're real healthy. They're not healthy. Not at all. We do need fat. Need a lot of fat. Get it from healthy grass-fed cattle and get it from coconut oil. God bless you. Have a good day.
Hey everyone, Donna Whittington here of Peace, Love, Joy, and Bliss Coaching. Today I want to talk about breathing, and I'm going to do a couple of breathing exercises just to move some energy around. So when we are talking about breathing, we're going to breathe through our chakras. Okay? We're going to start with the base, go all the way up to the sex, the solar plexus, the heart, the throat, your third eye, and of course, your crown. And the way I want you to breathe is to start, if you're sitting down, make yourself comfortable. Get really comfortable. And we're going to start with breathing. And when we breathe, we want to bring the stomach out. So extend your stomach out on the inhale. Okay. So when you are inhaling, you are pushing your stomach out. Push it out. Okay. So I want you to practice those breathing methods, and we're going to do it for 4 counts in and out. And what we're doing is, first of all, we're getting used to the breathing out instead of sucking in the stomach, which is what most folks do when you tell them to breathe. The doctor says, take a deep breath in. Most of us will immediately suck in. I want you to do the opposite. I want you to push out to fill in your diaphragm. So let's do that for 4 counts. Exhale. It's 1. 2. 3. That's 4. That's 4. Alrighty, so we've opened some channels up with that breathing. Now we're going to take it a step further. Now we are going to use some PC muscles. PC, if you think about women, think about Kegels. If you're probably over 35, your gynecologist might have told you to start practicing your Kegels. Kegels are those muscles. So we can think of the muscles as men and women. Think about when you are urinating to stop the flow and start again. So that's one way to practice your Kegels, and that's will get you pumping. We want you to pump those muscles. Okay, so, and just so you know, I'm doing my Kegels right now, so there's nothing that you have to make known to everybody while you're doing it. Give yourself some cues, some triggers to practice your Kegels, And the best way to do that is if you're driving, if you're commuting, and every time you come to a red light, stop and do 10 Kegels. You know, you can do those and nobody has to know that you're doing it. So when you're doing those Kegel muscles, you are simply like tightening and releasing. Tightening, releasing. Tightening, releasing. Tightening those muscles. Tight, release. Okay, practice that. And then, once you get that down, let's start doing it with the breathing. So what we're going to do is we're going to practice the Kegels and the breathing at the same time. So it's multitask here. So get really comfortable. Remember how we're going to breathe out. Okay. So on the inhale, we're breathing out and we're tightening up the Kegels. Okay. So you might have a little bit of a practice because you want to suck in, right? So I don't want you to suck in your breath. I want you to push out. It's a little tough. If you don't do yoga, it can be tough. So practice that. Okay. And the thing that we're doing here is we're going to move energy. We're going to start moving energy from the base chakra all the way up through to our crown chakra. Okay. So start your Kegels. Tighten your PC muscles. Tighten and then breathe. It's a little tough. So it's something I want you to practice. Now, with bringing that energy, I want you to, the third step I want you to do with all this is to take energy. So I want you to picture white light coming through all of your chakras, starting from the base or the root chakra, and then coming all the way up. So practice that with your Kegels. And then you can kind of feel when you clench or tighten that muscle, you feel that. There's that sensation. So keep doing it. It's a great sensation. It's bringing energy through all the way up, but I want you to take the energy. When you feel that squeeze, you can feel it. Bring the energy up with it. All the way up. Bring it up, bring it up, bring it up. It's coming through your crown, and then we're going to make it into a circle. Bringing it in, coming back out, tightening up, releasing, tightening up, bringing the energy up, bringing the light up, and releasing. Okay. And then one of the reasons why I want you to do this practice is, for one, it's good for you. It's healthy, especially if you've had children. You know, you're going to want to tighten up those muscles. And these are great muscles for sex because, you know, when you're having sex, you can tighten up those muscles. Okay, so tighten them up. So practice that, both men and women. The thing about all this energy that we're moving, that is creativity. We're going to get some creativity flowing. So if you've been lacking in some areas as far as no creativity, try moving some energy through your body. Okay? Tighten, release those muscles. Feel that energy. Bring it all the way up and out. Keep repeating. Do this every day. Let's get some energy moving. A lot of folks don't equate sex with energy. And a lot of people don't think of sex and creativity together either. So I wanted to read you something. This is my book. It's Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich. And this was this is published in 1937. And Napoleon Hill published this book. And let's see, what chapter is this? Chapter 11. It is The Mystery of Sex Transmutation. So he has a book or a chapter dedicated to the importance of sex and creativity. So one of the things that I wanted to read is, this is from Napoleon Hill. He says, the emotion of sex contains the secret of creative ability. Read it one more time. The emotion of sex creates the secret of creative ability. So when you think about sex, think about creativity. Okay? Another thing that I want to read. The desire for sex expression comes at the head of the list of stimuli that most effectively step up the vibrations of the mind and start the wheels of physical action. So one thing he's saying there is that whole sexual energy, use that for being creative. If you're feeling stuck, talk to your partner about having sex. If you are single, then self-pleasure yourself. Get the energy flowing. Practice your Kegels. Practice squeezing that. Practice breathing out, breathing in, and enjoy. Let's get some sexual energy moving. All right, I'm Donna Whittington of Peace, Love, Joy, and Bliss Coaching. You can connect with me at Peace, Love, and Bliss Coaching at gmail.com. Peace, Love, and Bliss Coaching at gmail.com. Otherwise, go to the website. You can connect with me there as well. I do have a Facebook page. It's called Love Connections. You can email me there as well. I also have Instagram. Peace, Love, Bliss Coaching. And that is on my Instagram page. So you can connect with me there. I'm Donna Whittington. Have a wonderful day. Practice, practice, practice.
Do you ever distract yourself from truly living? Distract yourself from being totally present in life? Do you micromanage and control obsessively, so much so that it actually thwarts your progress? Anger, rage, fury, hate, regret, shame, doubt, all of these are distractors. And there are more. These can become stagnant. They're like logs that dam up the stream, river, flow of consciousness. Even in the body, they create disharmony. So, what is it that you are distracting yourself with, possibly? What if it's simple to release that? Your willingness to let go of the past will assist you in moving forward. You can use your breath even to move that stagnant energy in any of the areas in your body. So become aware right now of your body. Is there any place where there's stuck energy? Any place where you can now breathe into and consciously move that energy down and out, down and out, down and out, and using your breath in a conscious manner, becoming aware. That can change everything. And how does it get any better than that? Blessings. Namaste.